It is Thursday. It's Alfyn. If you don't know, by now I'm your local realtor here in Reno and Sparks and surrounding areas. And today I'm with Jeremiah, one of my go-to lenders, and definitely we'll be talking about something real. It's definitely something we've been seeing. And yeah, Jeremiah, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Yeah, my name is Jeremiah. I'm with Guild Mortgage. Been in the business a long time, and also live here in Reno with Alpin.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, quick talk. I'm just super excited because I see us live on Instagram. Oh my
Oh
gosh, it's
yeah.
working. Look at that.
Eh,
I I substituted LinkedIn for Instagram right now. So I'm like, all right.
well, that's good. I think that's a good choice.
I'm like, oh my gosh, it does
Uh,
on my website. It says we're live. I'm trying to make sure it's live on my phone
on the Instagram.
on the gram. So if you're seeing this and you're in the gram, give me some likes or even like ask us questions in the comments. We want to just know if it's working.
Yeah, let me know.
For real. Okay. So while we're talking also, I'll share these to some of the groups. But okay, topic is what I'm seeing. You correct me if I'm wrong. Buyers are starting to compete again slowly, right?
Hmm.
Depending on
Yes.
your area, location, and home, we're seeing maybe multiple offers come in. And then if you don't know how to navigate it, then you'll for sure miss out. It's
Yeah.
hard. It's frustrating.
It's true. Yeah, I would say the beginning of that started towards the end of February and it hasn't really like let up, right? Like it's kind of been like all gas, no brakes kind of thing for a little bit. And if you're within, I would say like a 350 to 550 price point, that seems to be where a lot of
Like
people are shopping in.
buying. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and so a lot of those homes have multiple offers. And it's not unique just to the Reno market as well, because I have some clients in Northern California, and both of them have also made offers and were in multiple offer situations, and had to go and compete and all these things, right? So I think it is just simply that price point because a lot of people qualify within that price point. The payments are between, 2,500 and $4,500 a month, around that range, maybe a little bit less than that. And so I think if we think about that, right, a lot of people are within that income bracket. And so you have a lot of people shopping within that price point.
Oh, absolutely. I see that too. And then so, for all those sellers that was waiting to hit the market are now, trying to jump in. It is a good time. And what are your suggestions as far as like, okay, how can we win? How can we win with this type of market that we're entering in?
Yeah, I think the best way to win is number one, to know your numbers, right? Because if you're going into a multiple offer situation and you are someone that needs a seller credit, right? Or you want a seller credit to get an interest rate, or you want those to pay for your closing costs because you just simply want that, like whatever it is, right? If you don't know what your budget is and how your loan is, strategized and structured, then you will lose out because you're going to take too long to figure out your numbers and think about it and decide and all these things. And by that point in time, you'll have lost the deal, which happened to someone this week, right? We didn't know the numbers because they didn't want to do it, blah, blah, blah. And so then someone else came in, swooped it up, and moved along because they are the confident buyer. So if you're a
Mm,
confident buyer and you know what's going on, then you're confident making an offer saying, like, these are my numbers, this is my bottom line, this is what I'm willing to do. And you feel good about it versus a little loosey goosey.
absolutely. And a lot of the buyers that we have now were the ones that wanted to wait, months ago, and now they're entering into like a little busier season. What are your, tips or what would you suggest people that have been thinking about it? Okay, so should I wait even longer since it's busy, or should I just go ahead and tackle it now?
Yeah, I think it just depends on what's going on, right? Like, there's never a perfect time. Like, it's going to be busy when you want it to be slow, and it's going to be slow when you want it to be busy, and it's going to be high when you want it to be low, and low when you want it to be high. Like, it's just never going to work out, right? Like, you have to find like the right balance and time. So, like, if you were looking and then you decided, what I would say, I think this will help people think about it, is if you were a person that's like, oh, I'm ready, but now I'm not ready because of the war, or I'm ready, but now I'm
Mhm.
not because of like what's happening in the news. And then you are the person that is not going to make the best decision, right? Because you're following just what the media puts out, not necessarily what the numbers are and what the strategies are going on and like what's available to you truly. Um, so I would say if you're that kind of mindset where you're focused on what the media is saying and like, should I not, then you will not make a decision, right? And you won't move forward and it won't be helpful. So I would say, like, if you've been thinking about it, just touch base with your person and get reconnected and update your numbers and see what's going on just to make sure that you're, strategizing versus being emotional about it.
Oh, 100%. And you mentioned that scared mindset, and I'm hearing that too, like the uncertainty because of, the news, the war, well, and stuff like that. So, like we said, just talk to a professional, because what's the trend of rent? It's not going to go away. You're going to still
Up.
have to pay for rent. Yeah, the trend is up. And if you lock in on a home, you're still going to be paying that rent. But at least with the home, it's fixed. Over time, you're going to gain equity. So, if anything, talk to a professional, talk on how this could benefit you and your family. And I know things can be scary, but it's that one step forward, right? Just find out information and talk. And we'll chat, we'll give you details. And if you feel like this is something that would benefit, then great.
Yeah, just move along.
Absolutely. So, Jeremiah, so what do you tell your clients? Like, let's say, okay, they're shopping now, they're in love with a home, and it falls through. Like, what are some things that you tell them? Like, hey, what is the next plan?
Yeah, I told someone this week, don't fall in love with the house until you've got your appraisal and your inspections done and your loan fully approved, right? Like, just make sure those three things are 100% dialed in. And by approved on the loan side, your title work is back and like your appraisal's done. Like, we're talking about your insurance is done, like all those things, right? To make sure your loan looks good. And then at that point, if everything looks great, then at that point, you can fall in love, kind of idea. So that's what I tell people. If you find a home and you really, really like it, then make an offer, you get into contract, that's great. But that's just like day one, basically, of your journey. And now the whole like race starts, right? So then don't fall in love quite yet because you're just starting the first, leg.
I love that. And that's good teamwork right there, because that's also things that I'm saying, right? Because with us, it's hard to reel a client back
Yeah.
in when they're invested like with their heart to a property and it falls through and then they disappear for a couple months, And so having a team member that's also saying the same thing, reassuring them, hey, don't fall in love. We have a plan, we have a strategy. Let's have at least top three in mind. So I love that. Um,
Hmm.
let's talk about buyers trying to enter in without being pre-approved. Like the difference between like pre-qual and being fully pre-approved.
Yeah, so like you have three approvals. You have your pre-qualification, which is just you telling me information. So it's like if Alfyn was to come to me and be like, Jeremiah, I would like to buy this $1 million home, and I am the CEO of Apple and I qualify. And I was like, you know what? You do. Here is your pre approval letter. You are good to go. Obviously, that sounds crazy, but that's what your pre qual is. And then a pre approval is verified with documents. So if Alpine was to say these things, she'd have to prove to us. Right, prove to the lender that that is all true. And so that is the best piece to do, is make sure you send in your information and your documents so that you know exactly what the details are. And then on my side, I do like to make sure that your loan goes beyond the pre-approval, and then you go into underwriting before contract, because that's the final last step, because they are the judges, if you will, that say yes or no at the end ultimately.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, so definitely get pre-approved.
Get pre-approved.
Yes, because I see that also, like, shopping on Zillow. To me, it's always the time, right? I don't want you looking at price range that does not fit you or your family. It's best to just know where you're at, or if you do want to be in that price range, you talk to a professional, be like, what do I need to do in order to be there? As far as
Mhm.
numbers wise, that's a smart way to do than spending months on Zillow scrolling and seeing, oh, I love that. Let me save that, whatnot. And then in the end, you're like, okay, now I'm ready to get pre approved. But then now we're in a different price bracket. So
Yeah.
just so it goes smoothly, I would definitely suggest talking to a professional, talk to Jeremiah, and get that pre approval.
Yeah, the real estate market's interesting because it's not like anything else really. Like you can't really pre-plan overall and you can't really like post-plan, right? Like you just have to go for it with everything as it is now. And then if it looks good now, then you move forward now.
It
And then
changes. Like it could change in a week. It could change in 2 weeks. It could change in 3 months. Like who knows?
yeah,
Because
exactly.
the scenario we're dealing with right now is definitely different maybe a month ago.
Yeah, a
So,
month ago, 2 months ago, rates were 0.5% lower.
yeah. So,
You never
and
know.
now if you're back to, oh, let me wait. But honestly, if we look at last year, you're still lower than last year. So,
Mhm.
what are you waiting for? If anything, price are just jumping. Prices are keep going up. The median of Reno is, over 600,000 and it has not dipped since last year. So, if anything, it's increased.
It
So,
has. It has. And your rent has also increased most likely.
yo, yeah. Like I'm hearing, oh, it's went up to 100, 200, like a lot. Like one was 2100 rent for one bedroom out in South Reno, and then my client was like, "Oh, now it's 2400." I was like, "Oh my gosh." That's
Dang.
yeah. So, what won't go up is your house payment.
Yeah, that'll stay the same.
Yeah, unless you refi or buy another home. So,
Yeah.
we're here to help you with that, and I know increased rent can be super stressful too. So, and
Mhm.
let me guarantee 100% of that goes to your rent landlord. So, not to
Not
you.
you.
But
You get zero.
exactly. So it's not bad
uh,
to definitely plan, strategize now and kind of see like where can you be in a couple years. But
mhm.
if you really want to build something, build wealth, build um a strategy to keep adding on, maybe. I don't know what your plans are, but a lot of my clients, those are their goals also. So if that's you, definitely reach out and we'll be able to game plan.
Yeah,
So yeah. So what else
it's
you got
true.
going on as far as like what you've noticed in today's market?
No, I think the biggest pieces are just make sure that you don't follow the headlines, right? Because the headlines are going to tell you all sorts of different things. And then just talk to a lender, right? Like people are still making moves. People are buying, people are selling, people are refinancing, like it is happening. It's not necessarily like this gloom and all these terrible things, although it is. Don't get me wrong, it is. But in terms of like what's actually happening with the real estate market, those things will just always kind of continue to bump along, right? So, like, regardless of what's happening politically, like Suzanne next door might still need to sell her house and Joey might still need a place to live to buy it, right? So, like, that's
Mm-hmm.
still going to happen no matter what is going on in the world. And so, I think it's important to remember those pieces is that real estate still hums along no matter what's happening because people need places to live. And if you wait forever, then the only thing that we can almost 100% guarantee, we can't quite, but we can get pretty close, is that your home is going to appreciate in value.
Over
And
time.
also, yeah, that rent is going to go up. So it's purely up to you where you'd like your funds to go. And there are many circumstances where renting makes a lot of sense overall, but there's also many where it just doesn't, right? So I would say just make sure you know your numbers.
Yeah, and there's no rush. It's just
Mm-mm.
you just you do need to be ready.
Mhm.
It's better to just know, get your information now, and then go for it. Because I know we've been talking for, a couple months, and each time it's like a different thing, right? I feel like it's a different season or a different
Always.
movement. Yeah. So, and I love that we go up, on here and kind of just discuss it because they are real questions that clients are asking and real scenarios that we're dealing in the market. So if you're just tuning in now, we go on every Thursday and we just talk about what's happening, what we've been noticing, maybe even some questions that buyers are asking us, and how can we tackle it. It's never um I shouldn't say easy because sometimes you see online, you're like, oh my gosh, yay, closed or whatever. But really, like that scenario or that client took months of planning, a lot of things that happened, prior to even get to that point. So, if you want to be there also and you can, you can see yourself holding that key, well, the planning starts now
It
and
does
we can
start
get
now.
there. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say that you just have to focus on, like, don't, the worst thing that people do, I feel like, is they go online and look at homes for like months and then they wait until the very last minute to get pre approved and then hope that it's all going to work out. And I will tell you that is like the worst plan because you're stressing yourself out. 100%, and you're stressing me out because then you want us to find the numbers to make it work for you, and sometimes it just simply doesn't work, right? So like that's the thing that's important, is just making sure that you're proactive, and it takes like a day at the very most to get pre-approved, right? Gather your documents and send your information, and that's all you have to do. And so I think it's way worth it to do that up front than wait to the very end. And that's my advice overall, always.
Yeah, yeah. And I was thinking maybe next week we'll touch base on terms again. I'm still getting a lot of buyers, especially first time home buyers, not really understanding seller credit. What does that mean? Closing costs. So we'll kind of go over
Yeah.
maybe some more terms. I know we have new viewers and people jumping in, um, you know, whenever. And I know we've discussed this in prior lives, but we'll definitely want to keep touching base. Like, no, don't just think about down payment. There are other costs that is involved with buying, but there's ways where we can negotiate those costs as well. So
Yeah.
we got you. Don't worry. If you have any questions or concerns about anything, go ahead and comment below. And you can always find us on Instagram, Facebook, and all the socials. Follow Jeremiah on TikTok. I love his videos.
I need to post another one.
His dog is so funny. Oh my gosh.
We
He
did
is
an
so
Easter
the look.
one.
He's like,
I
what are
know.
you doing? His face
Why?
is just so adorable.
He is very expressive, very
He's like,
opinionated, very judgmental.
he doesn't bark though, huh?
Mm-mm, no,
Oh my gosh,
hardly
what a
ever.
cute baby.
I know. I'm like, sometimes you have a voice. Are you good? Like, we'd love to hear from
And
you.
he's like, mm-mm.
He's like, no, I got nothing to say. Just gonna look at you.
Oh, what a cute
So,
baby. Is he
yeah,
one
follow
yet?
me. One, he turned one on March 24th.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm like, happy birthday.
Yeah, we rented a venue, got a photographer. No, I'm just kidding.
Literally your baby.
We had like 300 people come. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh my gosh. It's gonna
Crazy.
get there. He's getting, TikTok famous.
Yeah, I think we have 290 followers. So anyone
Oh,
that knows us, please share it around.
yes.
Let us
Well, I
know.
keep looking and I'm like, oh my gosh, he's getting so much likes. I love it.
People love it.
Aw.
Okay.
Well, other than that, do you have any closing remarks?
No, just we'll see y'all next week. Follow me on the socials. And if you have any questions, let us know.
Yeah, yeah. All right. Well, have a wonderful day.